Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Venum Elite Evo Monogram boxing shoes. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'll be doing a review on the Venum Elite Evo Monogram boxing shoes. These retail for $159 through Venum. Got mine in the black and navy blue colorway. You can also get this in black and burgundy, all black, and I believe a black and brown. And you can get this anywhere as small as size 4 all the way to size 16. And they offer this in half sizes, which is great news. A lot of companies and specific models don't actually have half sizes for boxing boots. So it kind of makes it difficult for the people that do have half size feet on trying to determine if they want to go a half size smaller or a half size up. I got mine in size 11. Traditionally, I'm a size 10 and a half. And I think I made a mistake with going with size 11. I think I should have went true to size with 10 and a half. And we'll discuss the sizing here in a second when we get to that. But I definitely feel like this particular shoe compared to the Venum Elites is definitely a little bit more roomier, especially in this toe box area, which is great news for those of you that have wide feet issues like I do. The other good thing about the shoes is that it didn't have much of a price jump from the Venum Elite shoes. So the Venum Elites, I believe, retail for $154, and these are at $159. So it's really just a $5 increase in terms of costs for the shoe for what you would pay, which is great. Sometimes you'll see companies come out with a new model of shoe and you'll see like a $40, $50 price jump. Even though the shoe is essentially the same thing, they may have just changed the aesthetic look of the shoe, but from a technology and comfort standpoint, it's relatively the same, or if not similar. So first things first, when you're looking at the shoe aesthetically, the first thing that popped up in my head when I saw it, outside of the monogram design and the different look of it, just the aesthetics, is that it reminds me of the Mizuno boxing shoes, where you have kind of this hexagon mesh toe box right here that runs up to the tongue, and then you also have it going all the way up to the very top, and then you have kind of the separate lace holes or the lace track right here, and that kind of comes down right down here. So if you were to look at this in just black and white, you would see what I mean, where it kind of looks like the Mizuno boxing shoes, and I think probably that's where maybe they got some of their inspiration from when it comes to the actual design of the boxing boot. The upper consists of polyurethane, so it does have a PU upper in certain sections, and you also have that hexagon mesh, which definitely feels thicker in my more higher grade, high quality. You do have this patent leather material that goes down on the lace tracks on both sides. A nice little element that they added is they put metal rivets for the lace opening. So the nice thing about that is that it's nicer quality. You won't have to worry about the holes ripping over time, and it makes it's so much easier to lace up these boots, because when you pull the laces through, they move much smoother in between these metal rivets, whereas some boxing boots, they just have a hole punched through the synthetic or the leather, whatever material it is, and you have to push the laces through with the plastic tips, and you kind of have to just kind of push, and then pull out on the other side. And when you lace up the shoes, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal, but it doesn't run as smoothly, if you know what I mean, when you put your shoes on and you're kind of pulling each lace by lace. With the metal rivets, to me, it makes it a lot easier. So you also have on the top portion of the ankle support, the upper portion right here, you'll notice that it has a zigzag kind of gold stitching, and that's just purely aesthetic. I don't think that actually holds anything in place or does anything to actually hold the actual shoe together. I think that's just more for the aesthetics of the crown of the ankle support, and I think it looks really good because then it matches the Venum color, the gold right there, as well as this Venum logo there. So it kind of gives it some contrast with the black and this navy blue. You also have kind of this painted on navy blue right here. Kind of reminds me of flywire material that you see in the Nike shoes, and the same stuff that they use like in the Hyper Chaos. So you have that, and then you have that monogram design with the gold Venum right here that kind of goes down with it, and it kind of has like this, again, kind of a zigzag pattern. The other colorways, this is what changes in color, that and that. This will be burgundy, black, or it'll be in that brown colorway. The mesh they use on here is really nice, high quality. It does have a hardened toe box, so if you were to bump your toes into like the corner of the ring, then you have a good amount of safety net right there, and it's hard enough to where you won't bruise your toe. I mean, now if you kick something as hard enough, you definitely will feel it, but there is some protection, so it's not like you can just push down on it and it's super soft. Rotating to this side, again, same design with that side, more patent leather. You do have nice long flat laces with plastic tips. Opening up the shoe, just to show you, you also have that hexaco mesh for the tongue, a gold Venum logo right there. You also have the loop right there for the laces to go through to support the tongue. The inside of the shoe does not have a removable insole. Technically, you can remove it, it's glued in. So if you wanted to put your own insole in the shoe, because you want a little bit more cushioning, you can do so, but you'll end up having to rip that insole out because it's glued. The tag right here shows Venum, size 11. It's made in China, and it also has the UK and European sizing right there. This tag is actually like ironed or heat shrinked onto the actual mesh material on the inside right there as well. So you have that, and then you also have the rubber outsole that has another zigzag pattern. You have a good supportive heel cup on the back that gives you the support you're looking for. Again, that monogram design kind of extends to the bottom. Just like the original Elites, you have the heel cup that comes down, narrows into the midsection of the foot, and then you get to the forefoot and to the front, and you have more of the same right there. And that is actually, you can see the thread that stitches the rubber outsole into the upper. One big difference with this shoe compared to the Elites is this midsection right here is a little bit flatter and a little bit more accommodating for wider feet. I feel like it has the same thickness in terms of the sole, but I feel it's definitely a little bit flatter. And so if you have a higher arch, you might want to get yourself an insole that gives you a little bit more arch support. The other big difference between this shoe and the Elites and some of the other boxing shoes is that it's definitely more comfortable in this section of the boot. That's where I was going to tell you guys to go true to size. So I've always gone a half size up with my shoes in boxing shoes because they always typically run narrow, and I end up hurting my feet. So I did the same thing with this shoe. I said, what the hell, I might as well get them in size 11 instead of 10.5 because I was afraid that they would be too narrow, and actually that's not the case. These actually fit me very well. I don't feel like this portion is too tight, and I actually feel that the shoe could be a little bit tighter than it is. So I should have gone with size 10.5. So for those of you that are going to ask that question, should I go true to size for normal and wide feet? Definitely yes. I would not go a half size up unless you have like ridiculously wide feet and you want to play it safe. Then by all means go for it. Maybe you could try them on and see how they fit, and then if they don't fit very well, just make sure you don't use them and you can send them back to Venum. But I would definitely recommend going true to size, and I have wide feet, and these fit me a little bit loose, especially on the heel cup area. It fits me fine, but I feel like it has a little bit better, it could be a little bit better fit if I went to a size 10.5 in the shoe. Now, as far as the performance of the shoe, it's fairly lightweight. It's not the most lightweight shoe I've ever used. I would say it's on point as far as the Venum Elites in terms of weight. In terms of weight goes, I feel it's a little bit heavier than my Adams boxing shoes. And about the same weight, I would say, is like the Nike Hyper KOs, but it's definitely a little bit heavier than like my Title Boxing Japanese-inspired shoes, my Adams boxing shoes. And I think it's just because of the materials they use in here with the polyurethane, the patent leather, the metal rivets. All these little extra materials will add up when it comes to weight. But again, for me, I don't really notice it, to be honest with you. Once they're on my feet and I start training, then it's really out of sight, out of mind. I felt that these were very comfortable. They were very supportive. The quality on these is very nice. In terms of durability, I've used them for a couple of weeks now in terms of parting my training and my rotation. And you can see they've held it really well. I have no concerns in terms of durability with it. They look good. I've got compliments on these. The Monogram design is pretty unique. You have all these little Venum heads all over the shoe. At first I was like, I don't know if I like that. It kind of reminds me of like those brand name handbags like Louis, or what other brands are there, like Gucci, where they have like their logo all over the bag, Monogram look. So it kind of reminds me of that, but it's kind of grown on me in terms of the look of it. I do like this little pattern they have here. I think that looks pretty slick, as well as this look right here. So that looks good. And I like the touch of patent leather. And what's funny, I like this part of the shoe. Obviously everything looks good, but I feel like this little zigzag stitching they added to the top, man, that looks really good. I think it adds just that extra little kick that you look for in the shoe. So I think that looks great. The patent on the back. You also have the back where you have the little hook, the little nylon strap to where you can hang the shoe if you wanted to. So you also have that as well. But overall, extremely satisfied with his boots. I'm probably going to go with a half size down. Maybe get the shoes in burgundy to see how they look in that colorway. But I feel like Venum definitely made an improvement over the Elites when it came to sizing to accommodate people with a little bit bigger feet. I think the design looks great. And the fact that they're only $5 more than the Elite models, it's not a huge price hike, so I could definitely live with that. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Venum boxing shoes. I'll see you guys later. Take care.